Atma Namaste and welcome. Thank you for joining us for this December 2013 Full Moon Meditation and Lecture. Before we start, let us ask for divine blessing, shall we? Just open your palms to the Divine Supreme God, Divine Father, Divine Mother, to all the spiritual elders, to all the holy masters, saints, archangels, holy angels, and spiritual helpers. You can pray to whoever you like to. My beloved and respected teacher, Master Chokok Sui, Mahaguru Jimailing, and all the high beings, thank you for divine light, divine love, divine guidance, help, healing, protection. Thank you for blessing us with a loving heart, an intelligent mind, and a powerful will, that we may be of service to God and humanity. We thank you in full faith. So be it. All right. Welcome again. I know a lot of you have been joining us for these full moon meditations. It's always a pleasure to have so many comments saying that how they've been able to experience inner peace, flush out a lot of stress, feeling good, learning a lot of new spiritual things to help improve their lives. Now, for the ones who are just new with us, let me just give you a little background. Why do we do meditations during the full moon? As a lot of you who have probably heard or have noticed, during the full moon, there's a tendency for a lot of things to go crazy in people's lives, right? We've had people who work at the hospitals. They always say that during the full moon, there seem to be a lot of people that are, injured. They have more accidents. They have more activity in the emergency room. In fact, they even have more babies. And a lot of times you also notice that people that you know who are emotionally stable during the full moon, for some reason, they get slightly a little more easier to agitate, or they get agitated over nothing. So based on what my teacher taught me, and a lot of you have studied spiritual teachings, during the full moon, there's massive amounts of energy pouring into the earth. And so it's just like pouring fertilizer. So whatever people have, it gets magnified. Now, most people, as they go through life, they have stress, they have worries, they have cares, the concerns. So just imagine pouring fertilizer in all of those. As all the energy centers, the chakras get magnified, these sort of things become big. So they become very easy to agitate and, higher probability to make mistakes, a little more careless and things like that. Okay? Now, as far as spiritual practitioners are concerned, we take advantage of this opportunity. Since there's so much energy coming down, we use that energy to actively cleanse our chakras, disintegrate a lot of negative thoughts, negative emotions. It's just like, instead of being under a waterfall, a tiny waterfall, you're under Niagara Falls. So much energy is pouring down. Instead of using that, allowing that energy to control us, we actually use that energy, by directing and controlling, to specifically and strategically clean out blockages in our aura, break up any negative thoughts, negative emotions that have been very persistent and difficult to release. We use that opportunity as the chakras and the energy centers are cleansed, the energy bodies are cleansed. You use that opportunity to be able to connect to your higher self, to God, to the great teachers, because there's so much energy coming down. That column of light where the energy pours down is also the column of light that you can use to connect upwards. All right, so that's why we have these full moon meditations. We have it month after month. Sometimes we have it like this. Sometimes we have it in a live audience. So it really depends on the opportunity that we have. And speaking of opportunity, I would like to also take this opportunity to use this time to have a lecture on some special topic, some spiritual topic that might be affecting some of you. And, a few months ago, we tried sharing a little more about dreams. Of course, we had great response for that one. People want to know more. So in a future full moon meditation, we'll talk a little bit about that. Sometimes we talk about, different signs in the zodiac. Like a few months ago, we had talked about the air signs, which will also connect with today's lesson. So we're using this opportunity because a lot of you have busy lives. And in this busy life that you have, if you can just devote an hour of your time, even if it's once a month, to at least learn something that will spiritually push you forward, right? Or even improve your relationships, improve your finances, then you tack on a meditation to harness that energy coming down. It's a good use of time, and we like to do it. And the more people that can join us, the more intense the energy, and the more people benefit. All right. So the topic this full moon is called discernment, the first qualification for spiritual discipleships. Now, what exactly does that mean? Discernment means the ability to see things clearly. All right. This great spiritual teacher is oftentimes called the Tibetan teacher, Dwal Kul, Holy Master Dwal Kul. He rose through Alice Bailey. He is also one of the teachers who was very instrumental in the movement called Theosophy. Anyway, he said something very interesting. He said that service, the ability to help other people. Service is the spontaneous outflow. Spontaneous outflow. You don't have to think about it. You have to feel. It's just a spontaneous outflow of a loving heart and an intelligent mind. So it's not just like, oh, I'm very loving, so I want to help people. No, if you want to help people, it's not only helping people. You have to have a sharp mind to realize, okay, how do I help other people? How do I not help other people with a good intention but actually hurting them, right? For example, you might have some loved ones who you really love, you care about them, but by helping them a certain way, you are actually enabling their negative qualities, for example. You get my point? Like if you're a parent, if you have children, you love your children, but if they make a mistake, you love them, you want to forgive them, but you said, the smart thing to do is, I will not show them I forgive them, I will discipline them. Although in my heart I love them, but on the outward appearance, I have to show that, hey, I'm not going to stand for this bad behavior. So the ability to love is also controlled by the ability to discern. Now, the same great teacher, Holy Master Dwakul, also said, the first qualification for discipleship, discipleship as in, studying a great teacher, great school, all right, is discrimination. Now, of course, people say, oh, discrimination, that's not good. Well, don't get stuck with the word. The word discrimination, the ability to separate what is and what isn't, to discriminate what is good and bad. Clear? So another term for discernment is discrimination. So what he meant when the great teacher said the qualification, the first qualification for discipleship is discernment or discrimination, is the student has to be able to discern what is right, what is wrong, and obviously choose what is right. Now, if you want to study a little more this in depth, it's interesting, in our Hatha Yoga and Pranic Healing, Grandmaster Cho has taught us there's this virtue called accurate perception, correct expression. Okay? Accurate perception, the ability to accurately perceive what's going on, and to be able to, based on that information, correctly express what is the right thought, right action, based on that information. So, let's break it down a little bit. For some of you who are new, this is one of the sutras or the books that Grandmaster Cho has his different quotes, and in this book on accurate perception, he said, accurate perception involves careful observation. In other words, when something's happening, instead of jumping to a conclusion right away, you go, what is actually happening here? You observe the little details. Observe. Based on this information that you get from observing carefully, not emotionally jumping, getting excited, but just watching it carefully and interpreting it properly, then you will know what is the proper action or words to say. Make sense? So a lot of people, that's what they do. They get excited, they get, the will, the excitement, the emotions get the best of them, so they cannot move properly. So their life is constantly like, oop, I did that, that's wrong, let me fix that. Let me do this, that's wrong. There's no planning, there's no strategy, there's no thinking. People just react. That's why the ability to see things clearly is extremely, extremely important. And when it comes to spiritual practice, it's even more important. In fact, here's the interesting part. Some of you have studied Buddhism. The Lord Buddha taught about the Four Noble Truths. Remember that? Every year during the Wesak Festival, which is the most powerful full moon of the year, which, by the way, all of you are invited to join us for that one, the teachings given. What are the Four Noble Truths? There is suffering in life. What are the causes of suffering? This suffering can end. How to end this suffering? All of you have studied that. The Four Noble Truths. So, basically, the last part, how to end suffering, the answer to that is what's called the Eightfold Path. So this Eightfold Path is essentially 8 instructions, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And it's interesting. I didn't know this. I read it. Oh, that's nice. The first one is right viewpoint. The second one is right thought, right action, right word, so on, so on. And it just keeps going. What Master Cho said, look, if you look at the Eightfold Path, it's exactly what's called accurate perception, correct expression. It's divided into 2 parts. The first one is right viewpoint. That is accurate perception. In other words, when you look at a certain situation, you have to see things clearly first. You carefully observe, you interpret what you see or what you perceive or the data that you get. That's the first, the first noble, the first of the Eightfold Path. Then the rest of it, number 2, What is after right viewpoint, right thinking, right speech, right action, right livelihood, right this, right that. In other words, from 2 to 8, all of it is hinging. I think it's contingent on number 1. If you see things correctly, then you would know how to think, what to say, how to act, what's the proper way to live your life, how to do your meditation, how to experience oneness, and so on and so on and so on. It's all hinging on number 1. So essentially, what the Lord Buddha said is, look, if you don't see things clearly, you wouldn't know what to do with the rest of your life. So that's why if you put it all together in your spiritual practice, actually we'll cover this in a few minutes, in all aspects of your life, the ability to see things clearly is extremely, extremely important. So much so, I mean, if you think about it, what does the Lord Buddha say? He said, do not believe something just because it's believed by thousands of people or the masses. Right? He also said, do not believe something just because. The key words are just because. Do not believe something just because it's been written in holy books. Do not believe in something just because it's been around for thousands and thousands of years. Now, the reason I laugh is I remember one time I was talking to my teacher, Grandmaster Cho. I said, Master, this teaching about a certain topic, it's been around for thousands of years, because he was breaking it down, trying to explain to me. And somehow in my ignorance, I said, Master, but this has been around for thousands of years. He looked at me, he goes, yeah, I know. It's time for update. You see, if you think about it, humanity has evolved. Several thousand years ago, people were no read, no write. Right? Even a few hundred years ago, people were not that literate as they are today. So most of us, with what you know now, even if you just have a high school diploma, your ability to process information, what you know, and how you can handle your life is enough in ancient times to qualify you as a high-ranking government official. Because at that time, people, in comparison, they're not educated. So just the ability to be able to synthesize information, just like what you do every day, to just have a normal life, that's enough in ancient times to be someone of high government position. You see what I'm saying? So same thing with a lot of teachings, a lot of laws, a lot of things about morality, a lot of things about how you run things, how you affect your life, and so on and so on. All these things have to evolve. That's why when I was sharing with Master Cho, I said, yeah, but these certain teachings have been around for so long. He said, hey, time for update. It has to adapt for the people and the consciousness of the people. You get my point? So anyway, the Lord Buddha continued to say, look, do not believe it just because I said it. I'm often reminded, every time we're in pranic healing, in any of the classes, one of the first few slides always says, do not believe anything blindly. Practice intelligent evaluation. Analyze the information, right? Break it down. Do your experiments. And the last part, make your own conclusion. That's what we always say in class. In fact, the funny part, when I first started in the classes, I was not sensitive to energy. I was an engineer. I was really, skeptical, right? One of the reasons I stayed in class when I took Grandmaster Cho's classes, that's what he said at the start. He says, look, you don't have to believe anything. Just analyze it, okay? Practice the intelligent evaluation, analyze it, break it down, try to understand it, do the experiments. In the end, then you make your own conclusion. If your conclusion is different than the teacher, that's perfectly all right. I go, well, I can live with that. Of course, people always ask me, if you didn't feel energy and you were skeptical, why did you continue practicing pranic healing and all Master Cho's teachings over the years without feeling anything and doubting it at the same time? You know why? The results speak for themselves. People continue to get well. My life improved. The people who took the teachings and practiced it improved. So even though I have doubts, even though I didn't feel the energy, I saw the results with my own eyes. So my conclusion has to be congruent with the results that I see. Make sense? So the ability to see things clearly is extremely, extremely important. Now, let's break it down. How do we practice discernment? Number one is discernment of ourselves. There's this saying, know thyself. How do you say this? A lot of people, they're so focused on others, on what's going on finding people's faults, and they don't realize self-honesty is extremely, extremely important. I remember one time Master was telling me, he said, look, you have to practice ruthless self-honesty. Do not give yourself excuses. Because the second we keep giving ourselves excuses, we're lying to ourselves. If we lie to ourselves, that's that. Everything comes to a screeching halt. Before you know it, we're deluded. I'm talking from experience because at that time, hey, I was thinking, oh, I'm always right, and all this. It took the teacher to always tell me, look, you have to do this, you have to do that. You're doing this right, you're doing this wrong. And it woke me up, go, oh, I didn't realize I was hurting people with my words. I didn't realize that when I say these things, I have a big head, big ego. A lot of these things you don't realize because so oftentimes we're so focused on other people. So the first part of discernment is know our strengths and our weaknesses. Do you notice there's some people in your life, anything you say to them, they go, I know. You say, oh, by the way, if you do this, it will help you. I know. They keep saying, I know, but they don't know what they're talking about. You know, these people, they have this facade. They think they know everything, but inside, it's like empty. The people who really know, they're quiet, they're humble, because in their mind it's like, I know what I know, I don't have to prove it to you. It's the people who don't know much that they always have to keep bang, hey, look at me, I know this, I know that. They need attention. But the people who really know a lot, what? They're quiet. Hey, you didn't ask me, so I'm not going to tell you just because to show you how smart I am. Just keep my mouth shut. I know what I know. If you need help, I'm here to help you. You get my point? So know oneself is very, very important. Accurate perception of one's strengths and weaknesses allow us to correctly know what to say, right? How to act, how to live our life. Now, that's spiritually. Now, let's talk about mentally. This has to do with study. In our Hatha Yoga, we were always taught that part of the pillars that we practice called study. When we study, it means internal study and external study. Internal study is the same thing as self-honesty. External study is knowing what to absorb when you read, when you talk to people, when you hear things about, a great teacher came by, the teachings came in, blah, blah, blah. Don't just take things blindly. Because when a person takes things blindly and you don't have any filters, it's easy to get pulled away from your spiritual path, from your development of your mental faculties. In other words, you easily get fooled. There's this American saying, some people do not have discernment or discrimination on information. They swallow hook, line, and sinker. Like when you fish, there's a hook, there's a line, and then, the sinker is the one that makes the thing sink, right? And as Joe said, some people, their ability to discern is so bad, they swallow the hook, the line, the sinker, the pole, and the fisherman. They just believe anything blindly. Today, they go, oh, I believe in pranic healing. I believe in, spirituality to be a better person, and so on and so on. Then, next thing they heard, oh, there's this guy who claims to be, a channel from this great teacher. He's telling me that I don't need to do any meditation. All I gotta do is close my eyes, chant this 5 times, and boom, I'm an enlightened being. Sensationalism. Since their mind is not that sharp, they don't ask questions, they don't discern, they get easily pulled. Then when they get hurt, they go this way, this way, this way, this way. A lot of these detours could be minimized or prevented if we were to say, wait, does this make sense? And then the next thing you ask, well, since I do not have enough information to make a conclusion, and Master Cha did say that before, if a person cannot make a decision based on the information they have, the next best thing is look at the track record of the person or the source. If the track record of the source is good, then you say, I'll take it as temporary truth until I can validate for myself. You get my point? It goes back to what the Lord Buddha said. Do not believe something just because it's written in holy books. Do not believe in something just because it's known by a lot of people. Do not believe in anything just because I said it until you have personally experienced it, validated it to be true. Make sense? So think is very, very important. I know, you go, man, that's too much work. Well, that little amount of work that you do initially will save us lots of heartache and headache in the future. Okay? Now let's talk about relationships. How does one apply discernment in relationships? It's something like this. Oftentimes, if you work in an office or something, or you have a person of a certain higher position, when one person comes to you and starts complaining about another person, right? We have a tendency to believe the first person that tells us something. Don't you notice that? Person runs to you, yeah, guess what? I heard that he did this, he did that. Immediately, you form a conclusion based on the first one. Message just said, nope, that's not fair. You did not know and you did not hear the other side or other opinions. To believe the first one, you cannot have an accurate perception of the situation. Make sense? In this day and age of electronics, electronic or information superhighway, right? The internet. Guess what? That's how rumors and nonsense spread all over the internet. People can just write email. People can just Twitter you or whatever and say something. Oh, by the way, did you know this? And if you don't have filters, if you don't have discernment, guess what? You get swayed this way, you get swayed that way. Before you know it, you go, man, that was a complete waste of time. So the ability to discern is extremely important, even in our relationships. You know, you don't just believe the first rumor you hear. Until it is validated, it is simply a rumor. It's somebody's opinion. Could be true, could be pure nonsense. I'm sharing this with you. Most of you who have been joining us know that there's certain rumors that have been going around in the panicking circle, saying that, oh, I'm going to be starting my own organization outside of Massachusetts school. That's pure nonsense. And people just make things up left and right. So I didn't have a choice but to set the record straight. Look, I'm busy enough as it is. Massachusetts gave me so much work to do in working with the Institute for Inner Studies, the school that he said will continue his teachings. I mean, who has the time to go out and do anything else? I mean, at this point in time, for me, it's a 24/7 job. So, people who know me said, yeah, that's pure nonsense because they know me. But the ones who don't, obviously, don't have anything to base it on, right? But if you practice discernment, you say, look, that's an interesting email, but who cares? There's no way to validate. So, based on the track record, if you've been with us for a while, Massachusetts picture is here. We share with you the teacher's teaching. We do our best to make it as clear and pure as the way he taught it. That's not finished. Move on with our life. You get my point? So it's interesting that when that happened, the first thing I thought of, the perfect topic for this full moon is discernment. The ability to differentiate what is true, what is not true, what would maybe be true, and from there, make a temporary conclusion and live our life like that. Now, another thing, discernment. And this is one thing that Massachusetts always, in my early years with him, he always looked at me, he goes, look, when it comes to money, you need to discern what is a need and what is a want. If you have a limited budget and how you spend your money, without discernment, you go with how you feel, that's that, gone. That's what's called impulse buying, impulse spending. Right? When you go to the supermarket, the store, the mall, whatever, you have this sale. You see, the ability to discern to how to properly use your money, your budget, unless, of course, you're, a limited budget. If that's the case, then don't listen to me. Anyway, the ability to budget it is based on discernment. What is a need? What is a want? If your budget is huge, then you can cater to your wants after you cater to your needs. But if you're in a tight budget, the needs are the priority. And if there's anything left, okay, then wants. A lot of people say, ooh, I like that nice dress. I like that nice, phone, nice this, nice that. First of all, is it a need? Not really. I already have clothes. I already have a phone that works perfectly, but I want that one. Okay, how's your budget? I'm not sure. Just forget it. That's discernment. You get my point? I know you say, yeah, but it's hard. Well, if it's that easy, everybody will be financially successful. True or not true? If discernment is so easy, everybody be smart, everybody will be a saint. Spiritually, at least. Make sense? So even the ability to discern takes effort. And I don't know about you guys, but I remember a message of every time I saw him before, he had to keep reminding me, do this, do that, don't take things blindly. I'll give you an example. One time, I hope I'm not boring you with this stuff. I was talking to this clairvoyant, this psychic, and this clairvoyant psychic was telling me a lot of things. Well, in my case, since I couldn't see energy at that time, I did nothing, I believed everything this person said. I didn't realize that this person was taking me for right. So every advice he gave me about what to do with certain things in my life, he had an ulterior motive. In other words, this clairvoyant psychic benefited from very decisions I make. It's just like you go to a fortune teller, they say, "Oh, you're gonna have a problem in your life." So the first question you ask is, "How do I fix it?" The fortune teller says, "Oh, very easy. Give me $1 million, I'll fix it for you." If you don't have any discernment, oh, here you go. You have discernment, you go, wait a minute. There's conflict of interest here. I mean, you're nice, you're kind, you don't scream and yell at them. You just say, "Okay, thank you very much." You walk away. You say, forget this. You get my point? Discernment. So if you put the whole thing together, the development of the mental faculty is extremely important. Like we always say, just because you're on the spiritual path doesn't mean you leave your brain in the car. Remember, you want to help people. The whole Master Duaku said, service is a spontaneous outflow of a loving heart and an intelligent mind. The mind directs the heart. That way, you'll be able to help more efficiently and be able to help more people. Make sense? All right, now, speaking of mental faculties or higher faculties, there's a certain sequence. If you want your mental faculties to be more activated, there's a certain sequence, and a lot of these comes through meditation. All right? So if you think about it, it's something like this. When you're meditating, what are you doing? You're mobilizing your body, right? You're not moving. As you don't move your body's not moving, the next thing you're going to sense is your feelings, emotions. So what do you try to do? Let me calm my emotions. As the emotions are calmed, you notice your mind starts moving. Your mind starts thinking, okay. Because emotion, you're calm, then you might go, I got to do this, I got to do that. Your mind is being stimulated. And you say, wait, I want to quiet my mind. As you quiet your mind, your intuition turns on. You see, the difference between the mind and intuition, your mind is, hey, this one caused this thing, therefore this is the effect of if I did this. It's linear thinking. Intuition is, there's no this caused this, therefore this. This is this, period. A is equal to B, B is equal to C. That's thinking. That's a mental faculty. Intuition is A is equal to C. How do you know? It is. It's obvious. So the lower principle, when it is calmed down, allows the higher principle to turn on. So in other words, when you do your meditation, as you calm your physical, you mobilize your physical body, you feel your emotions. As you calm the emotions, your mind starts working more. As your mind starts working more, and you calm it down, you quiet it, and then you quiet it, and then you start to have intuition. So in this so-called intelligence, have two types. There's intellectual intelligence, and there's intuitive intelligence. Now, in this book, some of you have studied the Kabbalah, right? You have these bars across and going downwards. So the top bar, I don't know if you can see the camera, you have the forehead chakra, and then the other one is the ajna. All right. This is part of the other higher teachings, but to just kind of put everything together. That top bar I showed you, it's called the pair of complementary opposites. In other words, they're opposite, but they complement each other. So the Ajna chakra is called Bina, is understanding. Understanding is essentially thinking, right? I need to understand this topic. So that's good. The forehead is intuition. So there's a balance of these so almost opposites, but they complement. In other words, the ability to think and the ability to get information directly from the source, they work together. So the forehead and the ajna, they work together. A person who is a genius, these chakras are very, very activated. You understand the topic. That's good. But you have an inner insight. That's one scenario. Second scenario, you have this insight, I need to improve my grades in school, as an example. You just have the intuition. I have this intuition that I need to do something because this will affect my future. Do you know why? No, I know. I just know. I have no idea why, but I just have this sense, inner knowing. That's intuition, right? Then your ajna gets to work. Says, I need to do that. Let me understand why. Let's break it down. I wonder why. If I get better grades, then that means I will have a better chance of going to a better college. Then from there, when I graduate, since I have better grades, there's a higher probability I'll land a better job. I'll have more opportunities to make money. I have more opportunities to improve my life. Okay, I know that's super simplified, but you get the idea. The forehead says, I know something. The intuition, the intuitive intelligence, you know something. The intellectual intelligence says, yeah, how? What? Break it down into things that I can fathom, understand, I can act on. So that's where meditation comes in. Your meditation actually makes you smarter, makes you more effective in your life. Because as you meditate, you immobilize the body, calm the emotions, quiet your mind, your intuition wakes up as you connect. Then, as you come back from your meditation, the connection is already so big. Your intuition is heightened, right? Then, your mind is already stimulated. You're already a sharp person. You're already smart. Then you can take that information based on how you think. You can take that insight, use it, break it down, understand it, and apply it into your life. So meditation is not just to space out and have inner peace. It actually allows you to tap into sources of information and energy. And then you bring it down into your life. That's it. Oh, one of the mantras called Gayatri Mantra, one of the most popular, probably one of the oldest, most powerful mantras in the Hindu tradition. Gayatri Mantra, essentially salutations to the sun. Anyway, it has many Sanskrit words, but the interpretation, message just simplified is, Lord God, thank you for awakening or activating my intuitive intelligence, the ability to see the light clearly. So what we'll do, when we go into the meditation, one of the things we're going to put into the meditation for this full moon is not only to connect, but also use the Gayatri Mantra to bring down more divine energy, awaken our intuitive intelligence. So after the meditation, not only is your aura cleaner, as you do this meditation over and over again, it allows you to have a clear seeing of what's happening in different parts of your life, so we can act accordingly. All right? So before we start, you get to get up and stretch. I know that was a long lecture. Sorry, but it's pretty packed. So get up and do stretching, shaking, whatever. Okay, that's good enough. Have a seat. Let's meditate. You ready? Okay. Open your palms. Let's ask for divine blessing. To the Divine Supreme God, Divine Father, Divine Mother, we humbly ask for your great, great blessings to all the holy angels, holy masters, to all the saints, to all the spiritual elders, to all the great ones, to all the invisible helpers, to my teacher, Master Chokok Sui Mahaguju Mailing, and all the high beings. Thank you for divine light, divine love, guidance, help, healing, and divine protection. Thank you for awakening our intelligence, our intuitive intelligence, so we may see things clearly. Thank you for awakening our heart that we may love and share this knowledge and also be able to serve others. Thank you for giving us the willpower to be of service to all. We thank you in full faith. So be it. All right, just inhale, exhale slowly. Put your hands on your heart like this. Now put your gentle attention on your heart and your crown, okay? Just sit straight. Repeat after me. This is the I am affirmation taught by Grandmaster Cho. I am that I am. I'm not the body. I'm not the emotion. I'm not the thoughts. I am the soul. Allow your awareness to rise higher. I'm a spiritual being of divine intelligence, divine love, and divine power. I am the soul, a spiritual being of pure energy. Now allow your awareness to rise higher above your crown, high above the crown. I'm connected in one to my higher soul, my higher self. In Sanskrit, the Atma within me. I am connected in one with the Atma, the higher self within me, the higher soul within me. I am that I am. Be still. Allow your awareness to rise higher, higher. I am connected in one to the divine spirit, the divine spark within me. In Sanskrit, the Paramatma within me. I am that I am. I'm a child of God. I'm one with God, I'm one with all. I'm that I am. Just be still. Just listen to my voice. You're not the body, you're not the emotion, not the thoughts, you're the soul. You're a spiritual being of divine intelligence, divine love, and divine power. You are connected and one with your higher soul. You are connected and one with the divine spirit in you. You are a child of God, you're one with God, you are one with all, there is only oneness. Just be still, and be aware. You're connected with God, you're one with God, you're one with all. So it is. Maintain your stillness and awareness. This is saying, in everything is God, God is in everything. God is in every particle of your being. God's presence is in every particle of the air we breathe. God is in every planet in the solar system. God is in the sun, radiating love, joy, happiness, healing, sustenance to the entire solar system. God manifesting in the sun and through the sun is oftentimes called the central spiritual sun or the solar logos. The Gayatri Mantra is a very powerful prayer to salute the divinity, to show respect to God manifesting in the sun and through the sun. Maintain your stillness and awareness. Just listen. Om Bhurбhuva Swaha Tat Savitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yona Prachodayat Om. Lord God, thank you for awakening, activating our intuitive intelligence, the light aspect within us. In full faith, so be it. Om Bhurбhuva Swaha Tat Savitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yona Prachodayat Om. Lord God, thank you for awakening our intuitive intelligence, our direct knowing, our bodhicitta. Thank you. So be it. Om Bhurбhuva Swaha Tat Savitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yona Prachodayat Om. Be still, be aware, and just simply let go now. Any sound, any noise you hear will just gently propel you into that brilliant light way above your head. And let go now. I am one with God, I'm one with all. I'm with God, I'm one with God manifesting through the Son. So it is. Maintain your stillness and awareness. Simultaneously imagine yourself inside a big bright sun, looking out to the solar system. We will do the meditation Twin Hearts as taught to us by Grandmaster Chua Kok Sui. Maintain your stillness and awareness and sense of oneness. Look out into the solar system and look at our beloved Mother Earth. With your eyes still closed, tongue still in the roof of your mouth, maintaining that space of stillness and love, raise both hands in blessing position. Be aware of your heart and your hands. Flood the entire earth with beautiful pink light. So imagine the pink light from your heart is flowing through your hands to the earth. We will use the prayer of Saint Francis. Lord, make me an instrument of your peace. Wherever there's hatred in the world, let me sow love. Let every person, every being on earth be blessed with peace and lots of love. Where there's injury, let me sow pardon and forgiveness. To whoever I've hurt in however I've hurt you, I'm very, very sorry. Thank you for your forgiveness. I also forgive myself for my mistakes. I'm evolving, I've learned from my mistakes. So it is. To all who have hurt me, we are all children of God. We all make mistakes. It's part of evolving and growing. You are all completely forgiven. May you be blessed with inner peace, inner healing, and spiritual maturity. I forgive you, I release you. So it is. Going back to the prayer of Saint Francis. Where there is doubt, faith, where there is despair, hope, to all who are suffering, may all of you be blessed with hope and faith in a better life. With God, all is possible. Visualize all the people you know going through difficult times. You can think of some of the people who have been affected by the floods, the typhoons in the Philippines, earthquakes in Iran, political unrest in different parts of the world, places where people are suffering. They don't even make the news, but doesn't mean that they're not suffering. God sees all. God loves all. May all these who are suffering be blessed, be healed. May they be comforted. May they be blessed with a better tomorrow. So be it. With God, all is possible. So it is. Where there's darkness, light, sadness, joy, allow your heart to open with even more beautiful pink light. Let the beautiful pink light just flow out of your hands, filling the earth. Let every person, every being be blessed with peace, with love, with a spirit of forgiveness, with hope and faith, with light and lots of joy. So be it. Now be aware of your heart. Inhale. Move your awareness up to the crown and exhale and stay there. Your crown is filled with beautiful liquid golden light. The beautiful golden light from the crown is just pouring down through your hands to the entire earth. From the heart of God, from the heart of all loving God, through my soul, through my entire being, let every person, every being on earth be blessed with love and kindness. Let all be blessed with great joy and happiness, with understanding, harmony, and peace. Let all be blessed unconditionally, so be it. Let all be blessed. All be blessed. Bless your family with golden light, your relatives, your friends with golden light, the people you work with, your workplace with golden light, the state you live in, the country. Let the golden light just spread throughout the entire earth. Let every person, every being be blessed with peace, love, and kindness. So be it. Can you feel the energy flowing through you? Just allow ourselves to be instruments of God's love, mercy, and compassion. Let the blessings and the energy flow through. So it is. Now, the reason it's called Meditation Twin Hearts, your human heart and your crown, which is the divine heart, are now going to be acting as one to bless the entire earth. So focus on your heart and your crown gently. Both of them are glowing with golden light. Let the golden light from both the heart and the crown flow down through your hands once more, encircling, filling, and flooding the entire earth. From the heart of all loving God, from the heart of God, let every person, every being on earth be blessed with loving kindness. Let all be blessed in the higher worlds, the middle worlds, even the lower worlds, with love and kindness. Let all be blessed with inner peace and inner healing. Let all be blessed with understanding, harmony, goodwill, and let all be blessed with the willingness to do good. So be it. Let all be blessed with discernment and wisdom. So be it. So be it. So it is. Now, gently lower your hands on your lap. Keep your eyes closed. Maintain your stillness and awareness. Imagine a beautiful golden flame on top of your crown. Look at that golden flame on top of your head. From your heart, send a stream of loving energy. From your heart, up, up, up to the crown. Let that loving feeling from the heart go up and enter the flame. The flame is getting brighter and brighter, bigger and bigger. Just look at the golden flame. Maintain your stillness and awareness. Silently chant the mantra Om. In between each Om is a gap or a silence. In between each Om, allow yourself to just simply dissolve into that empty space, into that nothingness, and let go. Allow yourself to just gently melt into that space, that nothingness. Let go. You are now completely in that space, that nothingness. Your awareness dissolves into that empty space and filling it. Let go now. Be still, be aware of the light, and just simply let go now. Gently, slowly, come back to your body. You will maintain this inner stillness and oneness in your system for at least 3 days. So it is. Come back to your body now. Move your fingers and move your toes. Do it gently. Now we have so much energy flowing to our bodies. We will use that energy constructively, so raise your hands in blessing position, like you did earlier. First, visualize your family and your loved ones, especially the ones who need help. Flood them with beautiful golden light. May all of them be blessed with good health, happiness, prosperity, and spirituality. Say, so be it. Flood your job, your career with golden light. May be blessed with success, with progress, and prosperity. So be it. Bless the people you know who are going through difficult times. Flood them with golden light. May their life improve. With God, all is possible. So it is. Now, if you have certain projects, certain things that you like to manifest, the ones who've taken Kriya Shakti, the ones who've taken the other classes, you know what we usually do is after meditation, we have so much energy. And energy is needed to make anything in your life successful. You can put your list in front of you, or the ones who are new, you just visualize all the good projects you have in front of you. You know, just visualize that you want a better job, you want a better relationship, you want your relationship to improve, anything. You know, God loves all. So just put them all in front of you, either visualize or have it written down. Raise your hands like this, flooded with light. Keep going. We are one. We are one with God. We are one with all. And in this oneness, we allow ourselves to be an instrument for God's blessings to flow through all these wishes, all these aspirations, and all these projects. So be it. May all these projects be blessed with divine light, divine love. May they all manifest in the name of the Divine Supreme God and all the high beings properly. So be it. So be it. Just let it flow. So be it. So be it. Thank you. Now be aware of your feet and the base of your spine. We'll bless Mother Earth directly. Imagine golden light going down through your feet and the base of your spine going down to the earth. So below your feet is now filled with golden light. Let our beloved Mother Earth be blessed with divine light, divine love, and divine power. Let our beloved Mother Earth be healed, regenerated, and revitalized. So be it. So be it. All right, you may open your eyes. How was your meditation? Intense, I hope. Stillness, quiet, clarity. Good. So, thank you very much for joining us. I hope that the lecture plus the meditation has somehow at least gave you more motivation to do your spiritual practice, to be able to help improve your life through discernment, through thinking, and all the good stuff. All right. Before we end the session, just a few announcements. I hope you can join us on December 25th, Christmas Day. We're going to have a lecture and meditation on Christmas Day. And some of you are saying, well, I'm not Christian. I don't believe in Christmas. You see, one thing that Master Cho, I'm really, really amazed, for lack of a better word, of saying it. He's able to see the similarity of the teachings of all the different religions. In the same manner as if he read any of the books that was written by the Holy Master Dwal Kul, the Tibetan teacher through Alice Bailey, it talks about the Christ, the Imam Mahdi in the Islamic tradition, the Bodhisattva in the Buddhist tradition, right? The Messiah in the Jewish tradition. Every tradition, there's this great messenger of God. And instead of arguing, fighting, what is it, what is not, my religion, whatever. If you think about it, we are all children of God. It's just like we belong to different schools. You get my point? Our school calls a teacher this name. Your school calls it a different name. But when all is said and done, this great messenger of God comes from God to teach us, to fill us with love. And that's why one of the things that a lot of great teachers always say is Christ is the epitome or the embodiment of sacrificial love. In the Buddhist tradition, the Bodhisattva vow, vow. There's a vow in the Buddhist tradition that says, the Bodhisattva, a great being, will say, I will not go into complete oneness with God until every last being or soul has gone ahead of me into the light. That's sacrificial love. Clear? So that's Christmas Day. We'll have that lecture and meditation. Okay, it'll be live streaming. And on the first of the year, January 1, we'll have our New Year's Day meditation. We'll start with a short lecture, but it'll be a lot of practice. It's almost like a mini workshop. And the purpose of that is to have a short inventory of the things that happened in 2013, to reflect. I should have done this, I should have done that, Not a time for regret, but to just see what are the mistakes we made, energetically disintegrate that old pattern. So we don't take that old pattern into the new year and subconsciously create the mistake again. We'll use energy. So we'll do meditation. We use certain techniques taught by Master Cho to disintegrate a lot of these negative energy patterns out of our aura and chakras. Infuse our aura and chakras with fresh, clean, success energy, spiritual energy, loving energy, powerful energy, so that it can propel us to a more successful 2014. All right, so I hope you can join us. It's going to be live again. We're going to have it here in the U.S. Pranic Healing Center. You're welcome to join us. But if you are going to join us physically, please RSVP for these events because it gets pretty packed. Otherwise, we'll come to you in your living room. All right, to this video stream. So let's give thanks, shall we? To the Divine Supreme God, Divine Father, Divine Mother, we thank you. To all the spiritual elders, Holy Masters, Saints, Archangels, Holy Angels, and spiritual helpers. To my beloved teacher, Master Tsokok Sui Mahaguji Mailing, thank you for all the blessings, love, guidance, help, and protection. Thank you for giving us a loving heart, an intelligent mind, and a powerful will, that we may serve God and serve others. We thank you in full faith. So be it. All right, thank you very much. And just a few last thoughts. Please give us some feedback. We'd love to hear from you. Write some stuff down. The feedback form is somewhere in this page. And a lot of you have been donating to keep this spiritual video ministry. I literally call it ministry, free. We keep it free so that more people can benefit. We don't even ask you to sign in. We don't ask you to log in, because personally I believe that that my teacher's teachings, which is part of the great teachings by the God and all the great spiritual teachers, should be shared with as many people as possible. So we like to continue to do this ministry for free. And of course, there are costs and everything. If you like to give, great. You can donate. It's some button here. If you don't want to, you just want to enjoy, hey, that's fine too. I'm just doing my job. We'll do it anyway. All right? So Atma means souls. I greet you, Atma, Namaste, Happy Holidays, Merry Christmas, Kwanzaa, Happy Hanukkah, whatever your religion is. There's only one God. Namaste. You take care. We'll see you next time. All right? Bye.